Well, hello YouTubers, Speedster Johnny here, out for a ride on a very pleasant day, headed to who knows where. The only thing I'm sorry about is that the road isn't a little more twisty. But anyway, I think in a previous video I was talking about motorcycles that I used to own and ride. I talked about the first one I rode, the Honda CB150, but I also talked about the Yamaha DS6B, which was the first motorcycle I owned. And this is not actually mine, but one just like it. Had a lot of fun with it, put about 4,000 miles on it in the year I owned it, and went long distances. Had my first experience of running out of gas and having to go on reserve. Since it came as a surprise, it almost quit running before I could get the little lever switched over so I'd have the gas to keep on going. And then I didn't know how far it would go on reserve, so I had to find a pretty good gas station pretty fast. Atlanta traffic is pretty horrendous, particularly if you're on Interstate 75 near downtown or I-285 just about anywhere. It's a good thing to avoid. That's why I try to stick to the state routes and the county routes, but I'm still looking for some really great roads to ride on. Maybe somebody out there that's from this area can clue me in. I got a book for Christmas that was about the highways and byways of Georgia, and I also have another book that was given to me some time ago called Road Trip USA. And since there was so many great roads to ride in East Tennessee, I never really had to dig into those and find out just how good these roads really were. Well, such is not the case here, unfortunately. But anyway. So long as you have open fields, trees, light traffic, and decent quality roads, that's not too bad. I'll take that over a city street anytime. And it's good to know that I can get to roads, even like this one, without having to ride too far. And as you can see, it's almost like I have the road to myself. Yep, this is Georgia Route 8. If you're not familiar with it, it's I think it's also called US 78. And if I stayed on it long enough, I'd be in Alabama. And since we are where we are in Georgia, Alabama's not all that far away. Maybe a little over 50 miles on this road. Easy ride. As I said previously, I think, I've been riding since 1965. And often wondered, well, how long can I ride? Well, as long as I feel safe and I don't put anyone else in any danger. But there's got to be an upper limit. And I think that if I reach this stage, I know I'm at the upper limit and I probably won't want to ride anymore. But that's okay. I think I still have a lot of good years left. I talked in an earlier video about a man that was in his mid-80s. And he actually caused an accident that ultimately cost him his life and did some really bad damage to a guy's prized Harley Davidson. Not to mention the fact that when another rider turned around to see what was happening, he got creamed also. It was serious enough that he decided to quit riding. And that's too bad when that happens. Everybody should ride as long as they can, as safely as they can, and enjoy the ride. There's nothing quite like it, as anybody who rides certainly knows. I finally got around to joining the club, the Atlanta Spyder Riders, and within a couple of days I had a decal to put on my front windshield or anywhere else where it seemed like it might be a good place to have it. Now the club is very loosey-goosey. Apparently they don't have any meetings or any officers. It's just people that get in touch with each other and say, you know, where do you want to ride? And then they go off and do that. I guess they have some more organized rides periodically, but I gather it's not more than 3 or 4 times a year. I heard something about a teddy bear run that's coming up sometime, I think in April. Now that probably would be a good one. The club's not huge, but a club doesn't have to be huge to be good, as I found out. Well, the good weather is certainly coming on strong. 60-degree days will turn into 70-degree days, into 80-degree days, and eventually, I suppose, into 90-degree days. And the protective gear I wear will be changed accordingly. I do believe in all gear all of the time. I think it's safe. I just had a situation where I found out that my brother-in-law was involved in a bicycle meets Dodge Ram accident and is still in intensive care. Apparently no spinal cord damage, which is wonderful to hear, but he kind of did a face plant, so his face is kind of a mess. He's supposedly going to be getting out of intensive care within the next couple of days. And, he was actually on a ventilator for a while due to a blood clot. I'm not exactly sure what that was all about. But anyway, life goes on, retirement goes on, and you wonder what you're going to do with yourself for the rest of your life besides ride motorcycles. Maybe open an unsuccessful business operation, or maybe just enjoy the ride. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. God be willing, and the creek don't rise, as Tennessee Ernie used to say. But in the meantime, hope you all are well, enjoying your life, and with that, Speedster Johnny is out.